What is up, y'all? It is episode 24 of the Sci-Fly Zone, and today's destination is going to be the Major League Baseball trade deadline. We're going to be talking about all of the trades that have happened so far, and we're also going to talk about the people who are going to be free agents at the end of the year, if we think that they're going to stay, if we think that they're going to go to another team, all of that stuff. So yeah, to start us off, CJ, we're going to do a little game. I'm going to throw this on you right now.
Okay, cool.
I want to wear a hat today because my hair looks like crap. So, who you think has had a better trade deadline?
Ooh.
Is the hat that I'm going to wear.
Oh, boy.
The
Okay.
New York Mets or the Seattle Mariners?
Man, that is a tough one. That is really tough. I wish you could put on both of them. Let's see. I think you got to put on that Mariners hat, man.
Oh, right.
As much as
You're
it might
going with
pain
the
you.
bats instead of the pitching.
That's right. Yeah. Both teams have obviously made huge changes to their team within the last week, even.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, what the Mariners have been doing, on top of what they were doing already with their team, like having that wild card spot, including the changes that they made to their team and the improvements that they have. I mean, they are looking really good right now, man.
Yeah, you want to break down exactly what those changes have been?
Yeah, absolutely. So the most recent trade, as to my knowledge, is that the Mariners once again picked up a former Seattle Mariner, Eugenio Suarez.
Yes, that is the most current up to date.
And he has been one of the most productive hitters in all of baseball this year. He has been incredible. He was incredible for the Diamondbacks when he was there. I expect him to continue to do great. He has experience in that ballpark before, so it's not like he's going to be going through anything new. It's just going to be readjusting to the things that he's learned in the past.
Yeah.
And I mean, the Mariners now have the MLB leader in home runs and the 5th most home runs in baseball.
Yeah, so, and not to mention he also has 87 RBIs so far.
Yeah, which I think is the most in baseball, or at least the National League. But yeah, he's been incredibly consistent. Put up basically almost a 3.5 WAR already so far.
Mm-hmm.
Something that I do find interesting about Seattle in particular is that it's widely regarded as the most pitcher friendly ballpark, or one of the least hitter friendly ballparks, for various reasons, whether it be weather or the batter's eye being weird. But I mean, like I said, Eugenio has experience in that stadium before, so he's going to be going back to somewhere he's familiar, and he was good for the Mariners during that time. He hit about 55 homers over the span of those 2 years. He was averaging 26 homers a year and 26 doubles a year over those 2 years, although he was leading the league in strikeouts both years that he was a Mariner. So that's going to be interesting. His strikeout numbers haven't dropped massively. He's still striking out a bit. That is part of his game. But I think that's part of the risk that comes with the kind of hitter that he is, and the potential that he has when he's being successful.
Yeah, and also I think just him being on a different team might change his outlook on just the way he approaches his game, because he's 3 for his last 25 in his last 7 games. So he's not really feeling it lately. And I think this is a good time for him to pick up on the fact that he has a new opportunity on a new team, and he can really play for something now, because he was previously playing for a team that was likely not going to make the playoffs this year. And now he's playing for a team that has a decent chance to make the playoffs this year.
Yeah, a team that's currently in the wild card. If the season ended today, they're in the playoffs. So yeah, he's got to be really excited and pretty happy about this trade in general. And yeah, I'm excited to see what he does with this newfound, not purpose, because obviously he had purpose on the Diamondbacks, but just another level of what is at stake for the team this year,
Yeah, although it did not come without a cost for the Mariners. The Mariners sent away their number 9 prospect, their number 16 prospect, and their number 17 prospect. So they sent away some decent guys with potential, but I'm willing to bet that Eugenio Suarez is probably going to accumulate what those guys are doing in the minor leagues combined right now based on his production. So right now in the moment, I think it's a good trade.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's pretty good for the Mariners in particular. I mean, when you're trading prospects for a certified major leaguer, it's sometimes it's hard to be able to tell what the value of the trade is going to be immediately. Sometimes it takes a little bit to see how those minor leaguers and the prospects are going to pan out.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a trade that the Diamondbacks are looking to start rebuilding for the future. This isn't the only move they've made this season in terms of trades, and the Mariners look to improve immediately. You know, they're going to get better right away, and they're looking to succeed this year.
Yeah, and I would love to see the Mariners succeed this year. I mean, in earlier episodes, you know, we've talked about how, you know, like if the Angels don't make it, you know, the Mariners are my team. You know, they're my guy.
Yep.
And
yeah.
I just found out one of the pitchers who was traded in this trade, me and him were buddies in kindergarten.
Really?
Me and him went to elementary school together. His name is Hunter Cranton. Yeah, me and him were buddies back in the day. We're the same age. So Hunter, if you somehow see this, what's up, bro?
What's up, Hunter?
You literally are making headlines. Congratulations. That's awesome. But yeah, wow, that's crazy.
Wow, that is really cool.
Yeah. But yeah, Eugenio Suarez back on the Mariners. Super crazy.
Yep. And he's there with his teammate too, because like I mentioned, this isn't the only Diamondbacks trade. Diamondbacks also gave away their first baseman, Josh Naylor. Looks like the corner infielders have just gone to Seattle. Not sure what's up with that. But I mean, that's
they're just locking arms together.
Yeah, 100%. That I feel like that's another big trade for them. It's going to be helping them improve in the future. Both of these guys are going to be free agents at the end of the year, so there was a lot of talks about the Diamondbacks were going to be selling a lot of the guys. We haven't seen the Zach Gallen or Merrill Kelly trade yet, but both of these guys were also on the trade block, so not terribly surprised to see them moving teams, but I am happy for them that they're going to be competing.
Yeah, and the Mariners do send away 2 more of their top pitching prospects away to the Diamondbacks as well. So literally the Diamondbacks just inherited 4 of their top pitching prospects.
I mean, that's what they need. That's what they need right now, you know?
Yeah. So what trade would you like to highlight next?
So let's go down to SoCal, because the Padres made a trade this morning, I believe.
Yeah.
That
very recently.
Very recently. They actually picked up one of the most dominant closers in baseball, Mason Miller, along with starting pitcher JP Sears, who was also an A for a while. Honestly, they are giving away a lot. They're giving up 4 prospects. They're giving up their 17th prospect, their 13th prospect, their 3rd, and their number 1 prospect, the number 3 overall prospect in baseball, Leo DeVries, a switch-hitting shortstop, 18 years old. He's been playing at high A baseball this year, and he's been doing well. You know, he's one of the most exciting young players in baseball. But I feel like this is a great trade for both teams, honestly. The Padres already had one of the best bullpens in all the baseball, you know. You got like Adrian Morejon, Jeremiah Estrada, Robert Suarez, and now adding Mason Miller to that. I mean, it's easily one of the best bullpens in baseball. If they get to the playoffs, teams aren't really going to be scoring after the 5th inning. If you don't have a lead after the 5th, you're probably going to lose the game. So I think this is a massive trade in general.
Yeah, honestly, it really just seems like these 2, Mason Miller, and they also got JP Sears as well. It seems like these 2 are just kind of making up for Dylan Cease as a whole this season.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, that's kind of that was my next question. Like, what does this mean for Dylan Cease? Are they going to trade him this season? Are they going to not? Are they going to try to hang on to him? But I was hearing some talks about Mason Miller used to be a starting pitcher. Potentially, there's a chance that the Padres try to develop him back into that starting pitcher role in order to make up for Dylan Cease. But regardless, I think this is a great trade for the Padres right now, and I'm very curious to see what they do in the future.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely going to be utilized a lot. I mean, I definitely do think that they're finding themselves in a lot of high leverage situations, considering that they're not exactly the most dominant team in the National League West right now. So they definitely would like to have more leverage on pitching, just so that in case their bats are not as hot, at least they can rely more on these guys to hold it down so that they can be more clutch in the later innings.
Yeah, 100%. And I think Mason Miller is a great piece for that role. And he has been great for the A's ever since he got called up to the majors. But this is going to be a different experience for him because he's going to be playing on a team that's competing for the playoffs and wants to make the playoffs right now.
Yeah.
He's not playing for a rebuild anymore. He's part of the reason that the A's are still rebuilding because he was part of that piece to give up for more prospects, you know? So he's going to be kind of thrown into the fire, I feel like, and it's going to be really interesting to see how he performs. And I do really like this for the A's too, because they've been in like a perpetual rebuild for the last 10 years, it feels like.
Yeah, literally Ethan last episode said it seems like the A's haven't tried for the last 10 years.
Yeah, literally. It feels like since the last time they made the playoffs. I think it was like when they got walked off by the Royals or something like that, or they walked off the Royals, one or the other, but it's been a while since they've been in the playoffs.
The Royals walked off against them. Remember,
I think so.
Salvador Perez hit that little lean out ball down the line, and like it got past Donaldson's glove by that much.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean,
and then Donaldson went to Toronto, and then that was history.
And then won an MVP immediately. Yeah.
Although, that I will say, one great A's moment that has happened since that point. I'll throw a little clip of it here. Stephen Vogt, you remember him?
Oh yeah.
His final career at bat in Oakland.
Yeah. This was awesome.
Yeah, his kids announcing him coming out like.
It's a pretty amazing, crazy thought.
And then he hits a home run.
It was so cool, man. I love baseball. Baseball like somehow just writes up the best moments, even 100%. Though it's like impossible to script. Like it's so great. And now he's a manager too, and not very good team, but I'm glad that he's still in the game. You know.
Yeah, and it was against us, the Angels.
Yep.
But literally every time I see that clip on Instagram, everyone in the comments is saying props to the pitcher for giving him a cookie in that moment. and that's facts. Like it's one at bat, it's his last at bat. Give him a cookie. You know what I mean? He's earned it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. What was it like? I think it was during like Jeter's last All-Star game where like Adam Wainwright or somebody like threw a fastball down the middle and people were like calling him out for throwing Jeter a cookie. But yeah, I mean, Stephen Vogt, it was a great moment. Really glad for him. And I'm glad for the future of the A's.
Yeah, me too. I also Derek Jeter has so much more politics tied to him,
Yeah, there's a lot of drama there.
Yeah. But yeah, moving on. Another big trade. A friend of ours has said that the Twins are cleaning house. And that does seem to be the case with the Phillies acquiring Jean Duran.
Yeah, man.
Done.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a huge move for the Phillies. A lot of relievers going to the NL.
A lot of pitchers just moving around in general. Like
absolutely.
At the major league level and the minor league level. It's just pitchers. Pitchers are like Bitcoin in 2020.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. This is a huge trade. I'm very excited to see what Yohan Duran does in Philly. Sort of like a Mason Miller situation. I feel like he hasn't been playing for a team that's really had much chances for a playoff run since he's been there. But since he has been there, he's been one of the most dominant pitchers and relievers like in baseball, So seeing him in some more high leverage situations, especially in Philadelphia, maybe the best playoff stadium in baseball.
Oh yeah.
That's Toronto. Toronto's great too, but like seeing him in that energy is going to be incredible. He might be throwing 104 in the playoffs.
Yeah, like when you mentioned that, I just imagined that one clip of Bryson Stott hitting that home run to center field where like there was no audio, no nothing. It was just the crowd and reacting to the home run. Was just pure energy. It was great.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I want more of that. I want more of like just the ballpark sounds. Do every game in Philadelphia for that. Then,
although, but the Phillies do have some of the best announcers in the game, though, along with the Mets.
True. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, this is like the solidifying the Phillies bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
They got Jordan Romano from the Blue Jays. He was their closer for a little bit. It didn't work out for him. He was struggling for them. So I'm glad that the Phillies now have their for sure guy, and he's definitely going to be their closer. Management has already mentioned, like, yeah, Yohan Duran is our closer. The other guys are going to like be our setup guys. Orion Kirkering and Matt Strong are going to move into the setup positions, and honestly, that's a great 3 relievers for the playoffs as well. I'm really excited to see what they do.
Yeah, I mean, why would you not have the guy who has a 2.01 ERA and throws over 100 be your closer? I mean,
yes,
it has closer written all over it.
Yeah, it does a 97-mile-an-hour splitter. Like, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, so definitely a good trade for the Phillies, and also the Twins in the playoffs do not have a good history. I mean, it seems like every time they get there, they just forget everything that they did right to get there in the first place.
Yeah, it's like they try to start doing things differently once they get to the playoffs and like just abandon the things that made them successful.
Yeah, as in pitching good and hitting good.
Yeah. If you're not doing those
and
things,
fielding
you're
better,
not going to win. Yeah.
So yeah, we mentioned the Mets earlier. We mentioned them in contrast to the Mariners, where the Mariners picked up a bunch of bats, and like we've been saying throughout this whole time, basically, a bunch of pitchers have been moving around, and the Mets have acquired not 1, not 2, but 3 dominant relief pitchers to solidify their bullpen for this year's playoff run. They've gotten Ryan Helsley from the Cardinals, they got Gregory Soto from the Orioles, and they got probably the best reliever in all of baseball, arguably right now, Tyler Rogers from the San Francisco Giants. And the price for them getting these guys was not cheap, of course. For Helsley, they sent away their number 8 and 14 prospects along with an unranked pitcher. For Soto, they gave up their number 19 prospect and another pitcher named Cameron Foster. And for Rogers, they sent away their current bullpen pitcher, Jose Budo, who's doing all right this year, but definitely like not someone who you look at and you're like, we need this guy. If you compare him to Tyler Rogers, you know what I'm saying? I would rather have Tyler Rogers, respectfully, to Jose Budo.
Yeah.
So for Rogers, they sent away Budo along with their number 10 and number 12 prospects. So in total, they sent away 5 top 20 prospects in their system, 2 unranked pitchers, and 1 decent big league pitcher for 3 good to amazing bullpen arms. I think overall, right now, in the grand scheme of things, it's pretty solid trading by the Mets.
Yeah, I think so too, man. I really like these moves for them a lot, especially for the outlook of the rest of this season. I think these guys are going to be huge for them. We know how important pitching is when you get to the playoffs, and like how important the bullpen is when you get to the playoffs. I mean, the 2015 Royals, like one of the biggest reasons they won that World Series is because of how good of a bullpen they had with the Kelvin Herrera, Greg Holland, and Wade Davis. So it feels like the Mets are kind of following suit and putting something like that together as well. Except now they have like 4 of the best pitchers in baseball. Obviously, like Gregory Soto, Ryan Helsley both throw like upper 90s to 100. Ryan Helsley is one of the hardest throwing pitchers in baseball, and he's been great for the Cardinals since he's been there. And I like the addition of Tyler Rogers because he's a very different pitcher than the rest of them. They already have Edwin Diaz, who is also one of the best relievers in baseball. He's been having one of his best seasons ever, which says a lot for Edwin Diaz. And like adding those other 2 flamethrowers with Helsley and Soto to have Tyler Rogers to kind of mix it up and throw batters off and like throw basically underhand, throwing submarine, and he's throwing like low 90s. I think it's a really good move. I think it's really smart, and I'm very curious to see how they're going to use these guys.
Yeah, and the Mets already have the second best pitching in the National League. I mean, they are second in the National League in ERA at 3.58, and their bullpen, they are tied for second in all of baseball with 34 saves as a team so far. So they are adding just more guys who can fit that role and get that job done for them, and it's impressive.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, very impressive.
Yeah, just great pitching on all fronts.
Yeah, really exciting. Oh, really quickly, I do think it's very interesting that the Blue Jays acquire Shane Bieber. He hasn't pitched this year. He did get Tommy John. He did have a rehab start the other day for the Akron Rubber Ducks. That is actually their team name.
Of course.
It's legit. Yep. Probably facing the Trash Pandas that day or something like that. But he looked really good, and he said he felt really good in his rehab start. Obviously, he's won a Cy Young in the past, so it's nice to have a pitcher who has
that year.
Yeah, 2020.
Came out of nowhere.
That was unbelievable year. And hopefully he can get back to that form because he looked good in this rehab start. He threw 4 innings. He struck out 7 batters, only gave up 1 run on 3 hits, threw 58 pitches, 37 of them were strikes. So I feel like sometimes when pitchers take that long of a break, they can kind of lose the zone a little bit. But it seems like he's still feeling it. He's still looking good, and I'm excited to see how to see what they do with him. Although they do have 6 starting pitchers already listed. The Blue Jays do on Baseball Reference, so I wouldn't be surprised if they make another trade within the next couple hours looking for like a second baseman or an outfielder, because those are kind of the only holes left in their lineup.
Yeah, it is really interesting to see them be like, yeah, we see Shane Bieber right now, and maybe other teams don't really see the value that we do, kind of like how the A's and Moneyball were kind of seeing value in certain pitchers that other teams were in the movie. You know what I'm saying? So perhaps the Blue Jays just know something we don't about Mr. Bieber. I believe it. And also the Blue Jays are kind of sitting a little comfy in first place right now.
Yeah, man.
I remember in the beginning of the year, I thought they were going to be a third place team.
Yeah.
And I saw projections that they were going to be projected for last place at the end of the year. So for them to be at the top right now, crazy.
Yeah, man. It's great seeing them in first. And yeah, I think this is a good move. They could use some more elite pitching despite having like a lot of guys listed on their team. And I do like this move for Shane Bieber because I feel like he was more under the radar. Teams kind of don't really know what to do with a guy coming back from Tommy John. You never really know what to expect. We've seen guys like have to get multiple Tommy Johns and like be out for even longer. We've seen guys come back throwing like 3 miles an hour harder from Tommy John, and like they turn into one of the best pitchers in the league. So yeah I'm really curious to see what happens with Shane Bieber.
Yeah, and they traded him for their number 5 prospect.
Wow, that is, that's a big commitment.
Yeah, he was a 2nd-round draft pick. His name was Cal Steven, right-handed pitcher. So they were just like, yeah, we want him. You can have him.
Yeah. Wow. Interesting. We'll see how it pays off.
We shall see indeed. So, do you have any other trades that you want to bring up, CJ, before we move on to some of the pending free agents for this offseason?
Actually, we do have some breaking news.
Breaking news.
Jeff Passan, as of 7 minutes ago, actually.
Oh, wow.
The New York Yankees finalized a trade acquiring closer David Bednar from the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Wow.
Which is a very good move for them. I
Not
like this
the
move
pirate we thought was going to be moved.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
He's not yet.
There's about 3 Pirates pitchers that could be traded. This is the first one. There might be more dominoes coming next, but I really like this trade for the Yankees. They've needed bullpen guys. That's been one of their biggest weaknesses all year.
Yeah.
Luke Weaver and Devin Williams haven't really been the same pitchers that they've been in the past. So they're kind of in search of another lockdown reliever. And David Bednar is going to be that guy because he has been great this year. And he's been great for basically the last 5 years. He did have a weird 2024 season, but that was due to different injuries, not being able to go to spring training. So he was even demoted from the closer role at one point. But he's been back into his full form. He's got a 2.37 ERA this year. He's got a WHIP just above 1.1, so he's going to be a great piece for the Yankees, and I think he's going to bring a lot of success for them.
Yeah, the Yankees do currently have a 3.99 ERA as a team, ranking them 17th in the league.
Including Max Fried having one of the best seasons of everybody, you know.
And I mean, in all of Major League Baseball, 17th, not in the American League. Just slight correction. But yeah, so they definitely could use the pitching. Great move, like you said. I totally agree. Now, speaking of free agents, Trent Grisham, he's going to be a free agent. And he's been probably one of the better bats for the Yankees this year.
Yeah, definitely. He's been a really big bright spot for them. He has sort of slowed down over the last couple of weeks, but I mean, overall, his numbers do look really good. And I believe this is his first year with the Yankees. He was with the Brewers for a little bit, and things didn't really pan out well for him. He obviously had that the infamous error in the playoffs that ended up leading to them getting walked off, basically.
Yeah.
But I mean, since he got to New York, he's been looking really good, and I feel like.
Oh my God, bro! Oh, hell no!
He could definitely start some interesting conversations during the offseason. I'm curious to see what teams are going to be pursuing him and like who maybe needs another outfielder, you know. So I'm excited to see what he does.
Yeah. So one guy I want to highlight from the catcher position is JT Realmuto.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Was a Marlin, became a Philly, and became probably one of the big faces of the Phillies for the last few years, along with Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber. You know, like those four guys have really been one of the big faces for the Philadelphia Phillies bats in the lineup.
Yeah, they've been like the main core of the Phillies for a while now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also not to mention he's a really good defender. You know, he has a lot of value on both sides.
Yeah, absolutely. He's definitely one of the biggest like free agent names that we've seen from the catcher position for a while now. Mm-hmm. Obviously, like when he's in his prime and when he's feeling good, we know what he can do. You know, he's like potential to be close to like 30 homer seasons. You know, and yeah, like you said, he's great on both sides of the plate, offensively and defensively. He would be a big improvement to any team who signs him.
Yeah, honestly, I don't really see him leaving Philadelphia though. I think the Phillies are going to give him a really good offer to stay in town.
Yeah, I could see that happening too. That wouldn't surprise me. I feel like he's been there for a while now. You know, they've made several playoff runs, but it hasn't really like panned out for them completely. I feel like he kind of wants to win with the Phillies, you know, and everybody in Philadelphia wants to win. You know, all those guys we listed, Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, Nick Castellanos, like they all have a winning mentality, and they really want to be successful with that team. So I could totally see him staying in Philadelphia. Another guy who could be staying where he is right now if he continues to play, really interesting name, I think, is Salvador Perez, because the Royals have a club option for him after this year. Yeah. And, you know, he has been a Royal for seemingly as long as I've been watching baseball, basically. Like he won the World Series with them, but he's also been there when they were like worst teams in baseball, you know. He's been one of the most consistent catchers, I feel like, in baseball. Obviously, he does have the outlier 2021 season where he had 48 homers as a catcher, which for now is the single season record for catcher homers.
Cough, cough, Cal Raleigh.
Yep. It won't be that way for long. But yeah, man, I feel like if Salvador Perez is going to keep playing baseball, he's going to keep playing in Kansas City until he retires. But he might. I don't think he's gonna stop playing after this year. He's been doing well this year. He's got a 106 OPS plus, so he's hitting above league average still. He's got 18 homers from the catcher position, so I think he could stick around for a while. Yeah,
honestly, I could totally see the Angels picking him up.
Oh yeah, that would be something that we would do for sure. Yeah.
It's another washed up great.
Yeah.
Old man great.
Yeah, that's what we do, man. That's our thing.
But the thing is, you know, and I'm not saying this to disrespect him or give him flack. It's more so just a pattern of the Angels throughout the last decade or 2 decades.
Yeah, basically since they won the World Series.
Yeah. And also, Salvador Perez would probably be the best catcher we've had since Mike Napoli. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think of like who else it could be, but yeah, it would probably be yeah, totally.
yeah. So for first base, one guy I want to highlight here, Pete Alonso can opt out.
Yeah, man.
He can dip. And honestly, if the Mets don't make it past the National League Championship Series this year, he's gone, in my opinion.
Wow.
I think if they don't make it past the championship series, they're gone.
Yeah, dude.
He's
Yeah.
gonna try somewhere else. As much as he loves New York, I feel he loves winning just a teensy bit more.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I couldn't blame him if he left, honestly. Um, I I want him to stay in New York. I mean, I like the Mets. I want the Mets to do good. I want Pete Alonso to succeed. He could be a guy who's like a Met for his whole career if things go well for them and like if they're
Mhm.
successful, you know. But I mean, there has been like drama in the past, like team doesn't not wanting to pay him for like an extended number of years. Obviously, he had the weird situation this past off season with signing his 2-year deal with the option.
Yeah.
So I'm curious how this current season is going to affect what the team does with him in the future and how it affects his free agent market or trade market. You know, I'm curious to see what they do with him.
Yeah, a lot of teams could definitely pick up a first baseman for the second half of the season, despite them being a free agent.
Yeah.
Cough, cough. Josh Naylor.
That's exactly what the Mariners did. Yeah. Yep. Which is who I was going to bring up because he's also going to be a free agent.
Yeah.
We obviously Diamondbacks knew that and they felt like they could trade him for some future value. But the Mariners want to win now, you know.
Yeah,
So,
sorry. I just got like a tad bit frustrated because that's what the Angels should have done with Ohtani when he was going to be a free agent.
Yeah,
They should have just traded him because anybody would have given up their top 10 prospects to get Ohtani.
100%. Yeah.
Even if it was for just a season or for a half of a season, they would have taken it. 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
We just let him go. And then we traded our farm system for a bunch of guys that we would let go 2 months later.
Yeah.
And now we're here.
Yeah. And now we're back.
Mike Trout batting 235.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Let us trade you, man. I'm sorry. I love you, Trout. I have been your diehard fan since you've been called up.
Yeah.
Let us trade you for the love of God. We need to get out of this playoff rut.
I just want to make a wild card. Can we do that? Let's just make it to the wild card at least.
Yes.
But yeah, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
Josh Naylor. Do you think do you think he is going to stay in Seattle or he's just going to go to another team?
I really have no idea, honestly, because I feel like, I mean, we mentioned Seattle is not a very hitter-friendly ballpark, except if you ask Cal Raleigh, he probably thinks differently. So I think it kind of depends on how Josh Naylor feels in Seattle. You know, if he likes hitting there, if he likes playing there. But I could totally see him going somewhere else as well. I think the Diamondbacks traded him away with the intention of being able to sign him back after the season. So I think they're going to try to make a move for him, although I don't know if he's going to want to go back there, especially if they're not competing, you know, and if they're not looking like they're going to be improving much next year.
Yeah, you know, I don't think the pool in right center is going to be enough to bring him back.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, I could really see him going anywhere. Like he kind of really fits any team that just needs a bat because he can be a DH as well.
Yeah, totally. For some reason the Cubs came to my mind, but they do have Michael Busch at first. He's been great for them. Although the DH spot it's not always open actually because they have Seiya Suzuki at DH. So maybe the Cubs wouldn't be a great spot for him. But yeah, I feel like there's a lot of options for him.
Yeah. So for second base, I want to bring up a guy who's actually on our team, Luis Branquito.
Nice.
Yeah, he's honestly, as an Angels fan, obviously our bar isn't that high, but he's a pretty good second baseman.
Yeah.
And like he has brought a lot of power to the second base position that the Angels haven't seen in years. And honestly, I want them to keep him.
Yeah, I do too, man. Yeah, he's great for the Angels. I like him as an Angel. He's really fun to watch, and he brings a lot of value. You know, he's a utility guy. He can play multiple positions. He moves around the infield sometimes, and he's a switch hitter. Great having that in the lineup too.
Yeah.
But you know, it's been like in the past we've talked about, is this going to be the year that we trade Rengifo? Oh, there's teams interested in him. Who are we going to get for Luis Rengifo? But it seems like that hasn't happened, and it seems like it's probably not going to happen. So uh, I am curious to see where he ends up after this season. But I do hope he's going to be an Angel again.
Yeah, me too. I mean, switch hitting second baseman with pretty good defense and speed as well. Like,
yeah,
a lot of value there.
Yeah, not much more you can ask for. Speaking of switch hitting second baseman.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who is your second baseman?
the second baseman that I have is Ozzy Albies.
Ooh,
now,
that's a brave
Ozzy
choice.
Albies has club options after this season and after next season. So he could be a free agent into 2026, or he could be a free agent into 2027. But he, over the last 2 years, he's sort of slowed down a bit. He hasn't really replicated what he's done in the past in his first couple years in the league, but he
or
did
especially
do that.
on that World Series team as well.
Yeah, exactly. He hasn't really been able to replicate that. 2021 and 2023 were his best years. Both years he had over 30 homers and over 100 RBIs. Getting that from a switch hitting second baseman is like extremely valuable from that position. Like, it's really great for a team to be able to acquire that, and he just hasn't been the same player as he has in the past. So I could see the Braves not taking the option and sort of starting their rebuild like that, maybe letting go of him and looking to develop some younger guys. But I don't know, man. I don't know what's going to happen with him, because teams know what he can do, and I feel like there's going to be a team out there who takes a chance on him, and it could work out or it might not. For some reason, I have an image of him as a Dodger in my head, which I don't like, but I think it's a possibility.
I see it. I kind of imagine him as a Red.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I feel like he could fit the Reds pretty well.
I like that, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah. So for our third baseman, we got some big names here. Some big names. So we'll talk about the guy who's currently on this team as of, what was it, yesterday? A couple days ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Eugenio Suarez, he's going to be a free agent. What do we do with that? I mean, what are the odds that the Diamondbacks ship away both of their corner infielders who are going to be free agents at the end of this year, and they get some great prospects in return? Like, that's pretty solid trading by both teams. They're like, what do you need? What do you need? I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Okay, great.
Yeah. It seems like it just worked out for both teams.
Yeah, dude, I kind of like that. But yeah, Eugenio Suarez, he's gonna be a free agent. Honestly, I'm gonna stick to my previous prediction that he's gonna go to New York, but instead of it being at the trade deadline, it's gonna be in the offseason.
Okay.
The Yankees.
I like that. I mean, I don't like it. I don't want him to be a Yankee, but I could totally see it happening, you know.
Yeah.
If Eugenio Suarez with a short porch, he might hit 60 homers in a season if he plays all the games, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be a very intriguing guy to pay attention to. One of the bigger names, I feel like, in this free agent market, especially considering what he's doing this year. Nice voice crack. He's already like guaranteed himself a big contract, I feel like.
Yeah.
With the performance that he's been putting on. Like we mentioned, one of the most valuable, like, offensive, productive players in baseball this year. So yeah, the interesting thing about him is that he's going to be 34 next season. So it's probably going to be, well, it will be a shorter contract, maybe 4 years, could be 5 years potentially. But yeah, I think whatever team does sign him is definitely going to be looking to win now, you know?
Yeah. And also, the reason that I don't predict like him along with Naylor going back to Seattle in the offseason is just Seattle isn't a big market team. Like they don't really make big signings like that. So I like the moves. I like the trades that they're doing, but I just don't see them retaining these guys in the offseason after they become free agents.
Yeah, I feel like the Mariners are kind of the team that like develops their young guys more often. They got like Julio Rodriguez.
Yeah, they're pitchers.
Yeah, pitchers too. Yeah. I mean, like Dylan Moore and JP Crawford have been there for a while now. They don't really seem like they're signing a lot of big guys. So yeah, I'm curious to see what they do in the offseason.
Yeah. Who's the other big name on here?
We have a couple actually. Do you want to talk about the lefty or the righty?
I was thinking the righty.
Okay.
Dr. Bregman.
Dr. Bregman, yeah. Yeah, man.
I think that sounds like a doctor, actually. But yeah, Alex Bregman, he can opt out of his contract.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if he will. It really depends on how well the Red Sox can retain their current success, because they are making a wild card run right now, and they are making a pretty good attempt at it. But who knows? If things fall down, I don't necessarily see him feeling like he needs to stay. I feel like he's kept his value enough to where he could definitely take his chances somewhere else. I mean, there's 29 other teams, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of options. There's a lot of places to go. And there's a lot of competing teams that could really use him and could use a third baseman. Obviously, he did just sign the contract. It was a big one, 3 years, I think, 120 million, I believe it was. So he's getting the money for sure. I wouldn't be terribly surprised if the Red Sox don't make the playoffs, and if he wants to take the success over the money, maybe he takes like a smaller contract to play for a better team or something.
Maybe
like that.
Just like only $2 million less a year, maybe just like 38 million a year for over 6 years. Why not?
Yeah.
That would be a huge contract. I should not have thrown those numbers around so
lightly.
That'd
be about $240 million.
But no, I could definitely see him getting a big contract, as much as I still somewhat hold a grudge against him for being on that 2017 Astros team.
Yeah.
He still deserves a decent contract, because he definitely has held up his end of the bargain, especially on the defensive side of things. He's been a top-notch defender this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And he has missed a little bit of time with his injury. He missed about a month, maybe a little bit more, I think. But when he's been healthy, he has been like one of the best third basemen in baseball. And like you said, he has absolutely held up his value on the offensive and defensive side.
Yeah,
he's been everything the Red Sox wanted him to be.
So moving on, we also have a couple good named shortstops. Did pick up McDonald's in between cuts there. I'm pretty fast. I'm like the Flash. But yeah, what do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about Bo Bichette, man, because Bo Bichette has been great this year for the Blue Jays.
Mm-hmm.
He has the most hits in all of baseball with 132. He is leading baseball in hits. Ever since Judge got hurt, it seems like he's gotten even better.
Yeah.
He's been one of the most valuable shortstops in baseball this year. It feels like, obviously, with what he's been providing offensively. And like what he's done in the past. I mean, he's led the American League in hits 2 years in a row, in 2021 and 2022. So he's only 27 years old still. So he has so much potential to be like develop into one of the best shortstops in baseball. And he wants to stay in Toronto, from like his words. He has said in the past like how much he likes playing with Vlad, how much he wants to win with Vlad Jr. And I mean, I'm not sure if you know, but Vlad Jr. just got paid a hell of a lot of money at the start of this year, because he signed that massive 14-year extension for $500 million. One of, if not the biggest first baseman contract ever. And, there's no way that Bo doesn't see that. He notices it, and it seems like you can tell, because last year he did only play half the season. He played in 81 games, but he was not very good. He had a 70 OPS plus. This year he's played in 107 games so far, and he's got a 114 OPS plus.
There it is.
He's been like he's really been one of the. I mean, I've said it. I keep saying it. He's one of the best shortstops in baseball right now, and I'm really curious to see how much the Blue Jays offer him, because I know he wants to stay in Toronto.
Yeah, and if the Blue Jays don't offer him enough money, I'm sure another team would gladly do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we also got another Red Sox who could be in a similar situation to Alex Bregman, as I previously mentioned. We got Trevor Story, the power hitting, speedy shortstop, and he can opt out as well this year. So if the Red Sox do not do good in the later half of this year, I really do think Bregman and Trevor Story could potentially find themselves wanting to find success elsewhere.
Yeah, yeah, they could lose the entire left half of their infield. Honestly, um, I wouldn't be surprised if he wants to go somewhere else if things don't work out for them. He was off to one of the one of the most exciting and electrifying like starts to his career that we've probably ever seen. I mean, as a shortstop in Colorado, what he was doing early on, like his power numbers were like unmatched, really. By like he was probably their best shortstop since Troy Tulowitzki, you know.
Yep.
And
Respect.
yeah, dude. So yeah, he has been. He did struggle for his first couple years in Boston. He wasn't really able to stay healthy. He's gotten injured a couple times over the last couple years, but this year seems like a different story. he's uh he's been playing better. His power numbers are back, and I feel like the the short wall in Fenway probably helps him because he has like been one to hit more of those like towering fly balls that can kind of get out if they have enough height in Boston. And I mean, short porch is good for extra base hits too.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. It just bounces off the wall, and then they gotta wait till it drops. Gotta field it. Imagine if the rule was if you catch it off the bounce, it's an out. I would hate that.
Oh wow, yeah, yeah, that would be tough. Yeah. Do you think they're? This isn't really on topic, but do you think they're ever gonna do the thing at Fenway and put a line like a home run line on the wall?
No,
Yeah, I don't really see it happening.
I mean,
I
it's
feel like
already only 300 and what, 14, 12
that's a
feet.
good point. I think it's yeah, like 310, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and also like those seats are so iconic, like people are gonna be dying to buy those seats like
Yeah,
until that stadium is collapsed to death,
yeah,
basically, when they build a new one eventually. I hope they never do. I hope
yeah.
they
Maybe
just
they won't.
constantly keep renovating it and making sure it stays good. No reason to get rid of one of the oldest ballparks in history that still looks great. I've been there myself. It's a beautiful ballpark. I love it. When I went there, actually, the Red Sox played the Angels and whipped their ass. That was when JD Martinez was a Red Sox.
Oh man, he should have won MVP that year instead of Mookie. I stand on that. He was incredible. He had like 330 with 48 home runs or something like that. 130 RBI.
Yeah, speaking of outfielders, we have some outfielders who are going to be free agents. One of them, probably the biggest name on here in terms of how good of a season he's having. We have Kyle Tucker.
Yeah,
I mean, this guy has really evolved into one of the like few true five-tool players in the game.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. He has been. I feel like for the last couple of years, he's been like kind of under the radar. People haven't really noticed or acknowledged what he's been doing, but he's been incredible and like an all-around very valuable player for the Astros and for the Cubs.
Yeah, I mean, the defense, the bat, the speed, he's
Yeah,
got all of it.
yeah. He's been a true all-around player, and he's been a massive part of why the Cubs have been so successful this year. And I mean, they probably have the best outfield in baseball, and Kyle Tucker's a big reason for that.
Yeah, and unlike respectfully to Seattle, I do see the Cubs being able to keep him and re-sign him on for at least another 4 to 5 years.
I think so too. Yeah, yeah. I could see him. I could see them wanting to extend him for sure, and I could see why he would want to stay. You know,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
going to be at least a $230 million deal, though.
It's gonna be a big contract. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Another guy who is probably going to get a big contract, Mr. Kyle Schwarber.
Yep. Yeah, the Kyles are taking control of the outfield. It seems like.
The Kyles, that's funny.
Yeah, bro. Kyle Schwarber has been, I mean, for the last like 6 or 7 years now, he's been one of the best power hitters in baseball.
Yeah.
Came up as a catcher originally with the Cubs, which I think is so weird. There's a a video out there that I saw the other day of Kyle Schwarber throwing a batter out trying to steal second, and the second baseman who caught the ball and tagged him out was Ian Happ, switch hitting outfielder. So not sure what was going on in Chicago back then, but I mean, it seems to be working out for them now.
Did someone like kick a rock in the timeline or something? Like, what happened there?
I think there was probably like an earthquake while the coach was writing the lineup and he just wrote the wrong position or something like that.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. But yeah, like I remember when he was coming up, you know, like he was obviously a really good home run hitter, but I feel like he was gonna kind of fall into like Joey Gallo level status of like true outcome.
Yeah, like all or nothing.
Yeah, but he has really evolved his game, and he literally changed how we defined what a leadoff hitter is.
Yeah,
he did that.
He did. Yeah. He's nothing like the prototype for what a leadoff hitter has been for the last 150 years or whatever, you know. The Cubs did try it for a while with Anthony Rizzo. They tried to make him their leadoff guy for a bit.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Didn't totally work. I mean, didn't work out as much as it has with Kyle Schwarber because I feel like it's a great mix of like him. He knows what his role is. He knows that he's a power hitter and home run hitter, and like he draws walks because of that. But putting him in the leadoff spot just like adds a different element to the game. And like now you either like you're either gonna walk the first batter or give up a home run to the first batter of the game, or it's gonna be a tough at bat regardless. So yeah, he's been great for the Phillies. Another guy that I feel like would probably want to stay in Philadelphia, maybe would kind of want to see the competition and like the success that they've had in the past come to fruition with like winning a World Series.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely do see him staying there. Plus, I mean, the Phillies lineup also just has had a lot of depth throughout the years. So him being in the leadoff role, he's been able to capitalize on the guys lower in the lineup, you know, getting on base, and he can still hit them in as well later in the game. So that also just adds like more value to him as well. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, that's another thing. Like having him as the first hitter in the lineup, you have an opportunity for him to get more at bats, you know?
Yes, 100%. Any other outfielders that you think are worth mentioning here?
I do think that Cody Bellinger has been having a great year for the Yankees. There is an opt-out there. I believe it's Cody Bellinger. I think it's a player option for him. I do feel like he would probably maybe would want to stay in New York. I mean, he's been doing great there. He's been performing well offensively, and they were just very successful at the start of the year, but they have definitely slowed down a bit. So maybe it depends on how the rest of the season works out for them. But I'm interested to see what he does and what decision he makes.
Yeah, I feel like he would kind of want to be in Juan Soto's position when he was on the Yankees. You know, he wants to hit behind the quote unquote best hitter in baseball.
Yeah, for sure.
When he said that at the time though, earlier in the season, I'm like, I get that like Aaron Judge is the best hitter in the American League, but it's not like you don't have Lindor or Pete Alonso in your lineup either.
Yeah, literally.
Zoom out, man. Come on.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, dude. Another guy who we don't have to spend a lot of time on, but this is some more breaking news as of Jeff Passan again.
Oh, like right now?
Right now, as of about 5 minutes ago, yeah. As soon as we started talking about the outfielders, another trade came in. Cedric Mullins, longtime Baltimore Oriole. The Mets are making more moves, man. He's going to New York. Yep. Cedric Mullins, dude. He had an incredible, I think it was his 2021 or 2022 season. He was incredible. He had like a 30-30 season. So if he's able to tap in back into that and replicate what he's been doing, then, dude, the Mets are a very serious threat for the World Series.
Does it say who they gave up in return?
No, I don't believe we have that information yet.
As it happened 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Well, wow, that's insane.
Yeah, man. Yeah, really exciting stuff going on.
One of the Mets pitchers that will be a free agent, Griffin Canning.
Yeah.
I feel like he could really earn himself a triple-digit $1 million contract.
Wow.
With how good of a year he's having this year. I mean, he's shown that he can improve his game and he can be a solid 3 or 4 guy in the rotation. And I feel like a lot of teams will value that and maybe want to put him in the 2 or 1 slot potentially. I mean, in the Angels, he had hints of success, but he was on the Angels.
Yeah.
Now on the Mets, he's really proved himself a little bit, and I feel like he's earned himself enough to maybe get like 100 million, 120 million, maybe.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, he has been great for the Mets this year. Completely different story from last year as an Angel. He gave up the most runs in the American League.
Mm-hmm.
And this year he's got a ERA under 4. At least last time I checked, it was like a 3.77, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been a very solid pitcher for the Mets. The Mets have a great rotation, and he's been a big part of it. You know, like you said, he has shown that he can make those adjustments and improve and develop as a player. So I'm really excited to see what's in store with him in the future. Fun fact, I was at his major league debut as he was pitching for the Angels. So I've always had a little soft spot for Griffin Canning. I like him a lot.
Yeah. Although, someone on the Mets who also is going to be a free agent, Kodai Senga.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's going to be super interesting.
He's going to the Cubs. I'm saying it now.
Oh, man.
He's going to the Cubs.
That pitching rotation would be great.
Yeah, he's going to the Cubs. If he opts out, he's going to the Cubs. I'm just going to put that there now.
Yeah, man. I'm super interested to see what's going to happen with Kodai Senga. He was off to one of the best starts this year. He was one of, if not the best pitcher in baseball for a little bit.
Yeah.
I wanted him to be the National League All-Star Game starter. He did get hurt a little bit through the season, so he wasn't able to make that happen. But I mean, what he's been doing the last couple of years, honestly, ever since he got to the league, he's been like an electric pitcher. His strikeout numbers this year are a little bit lower than they have been in the past, but he substituted it for better run prevention. And if you're going to be a successful pitcher in baseball, you need to prevent runs. And he's been one of the best pitchers at that when he's healthy this year.
Yes, sir. 100%. Still got many more big names here. There's
so many big names. There's a lot of pitchers that are going to be
one more. Just one more. You pick.
I want to say Framber Valdez. Valdez.
We have a problem.
We have a problem. Yeah. Framber Valdez has been one of the most consistent pitchers in baseball for the last several years. He's been incredibly valuable for the Astros. Ever since they lost Garrett Cole and Justin Verlander, he's been their ace. He's been just one of the best lefties in baseball. Like the sinker that he has is extremely effective. He's a high leverage pitcher. He's good in the playoffs. He's been one of the best pitchers. He's one of the most consistent pitchers in baseball.
And underrated.
Very underrated. Yeah, gone extremely under the radar. Despite playing for a team who's almost always in first place, Yeah. So I feel like he's probably going to want to stay in Houston. He's seen a lot of success with that team. And I think he probably wants to replicate it, especially with the Astros being one of the best teams in baseball right now and being in first place in the West.
Yeah.
I don't totally see much of a reason why he would want to leave unless it's like he just feels like he needs a change of scenery,
Yeah. And Houston definitely has enough money to sign him. But if, let's just say, Houston doesn't sign him, I see him going to the Phillies.
Ooh, wow. Just making that rotation even stronger, huh? Jeez. Man, I think that could be a really good fit for him, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, seeing him, having those two lefties, Framber Valdez and Christopher Sanchez, like backing up Zach Wheeler.
Don't forget Ranger Suarez either.
Yeah, three sinker ball lefties. Dude, yeah, that would be one of, if not the best pitching rotation in baseball.
Like that image of them three,
Oh yeah.
Like that would just look really cool.
100%. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Phillies, make it happen. So let's just do a couple relief pitchers here really quick. Dude, holy crap. Dude, I understand why the Mets are going all out this season because they're going to lose a lot of pitchers. Holy crap. I mean, I'm just going to say outright 2 pitchers. Oh. 3 pitchers. Never mind. 3 pitchers. They are going to Oh my gosh, they're losing so many pitchers. Holy crap, they're going to be losing Edwin Diaz. They're going to be losing Ryan Helsley. They're going to be losing Tyler Rogers. They're going to be losing Gregory Soto. I understand why they're getting all these guys now, because they're not going to have them again.
Yeah, bro. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's going to be a very different team next year if they can't sign all these guys again. Bro, yeah. I mean, the Mets are going all in for this year, man. They want to win right now.
But respect, though. I respect it. I love it.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know if I don't think Edwin's going to opt out. I feel like he'll be there another year. I agree. But when he does become a free agent, that's going to be one of the biggest like relief free agent markets ever that we've ever seen.
Yeah. I could see him low-key being in Seattle.
He was there before. That's where he started. He was great with them. Mm-hmm. You know, he could totally want to go back. I mean, and especially considering how pitcher friendly it is. Yeah, he'd be incredible there again.
Yeah, and Mariners do love to get their guys back.
Yeah, yeah, they do. Yeah.
Yeah. Any other pitchers that you see here worth mentioning?
Let's see. I think that's most of them. Luke Weaver is an interesting name. He had a great season last year, and he looked good in the playoffs. But this year, it has been a little bit of a different story. Yeah. Maybe the Yankees.
Trevor.
What was that?
I said no, Trevor.
Yeah. Different story. Robert Suarez is another one. He has the most saves in baseball right now with the Padres. We talked about how good of a bullpen they have. He's been a huge part of it. He's been leading it. Doesn't have the lowest. I think he actually has either the highest or the second highest ERA out of their 5 main listed relievers. But I mean, regardless, he is a dominant pitcher, and he's a high leverage guy, and there's going to be a lot of teams looking for that.
Yeah, definitely. And they did just get Mason Miller, the Padres, so they definitely are trying to make an effort to get as many guys as they can now to supplement what they're going to lose later.
Yep, 100%. Very well said.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, I would say that's a good rundown of some of the major free agents that are going to be happening. Oh, sorry. So, yeah, I feel like that was a pretty good rundown of the free agents that are going to be at the end of the 25 season. What would you say?
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
All right. So, I would say that wraps up our episode today. What would you say?
Yeah, I think we got a lot of good stuff going.
Me too. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. That has been our episode today, breaking down just some of the crazy stuff happening in Major League Baseball so far. We got crazy trades, crazy stuff that's going to be happening in the future, and also just where everyone is going in the playoffs. It is just so uncertain. And we love the uncertainty in this context.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Sure.
The more uncertainty, the better.
Exactly. So yeah, that has been today's episode of the Sci-Fly Zone. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. We heavily appreciate it. And if you have any topics that you would like us to talk about, leave them down in the comments. We would love to review whatever everyone else is passionate about, because we want this to be a nice community here. So yeah, see you guys. Have a good one.